Well, I'm attempting to make Spanakopita just because I have my own feta. So, I've eaten a lot of Spanakopita. I don't believe I've ever made my own. That is a cup of onions, finely minced, and 2 large cloves of garlic in 3 tablespoons of butter. And this is 2 large portobello mushroom caps. One piece there, as he did not get chopped. Anyway, it calls for a cup of minced portobello mushroom caps, or portobello mushroom stem and all, I guess, if you had it. But I bought caps, and I'm not sure if that was a cup or not. I didn't measure. I don't think it has to be that accurate. Anyway, this gets sauteed for 5 to 7 minutes, so I'll bring you back at the end of that process. Well, that's been sauteing for more than 5 minutes, I guess. And now I'm going to add the spinach, and I'm using 2 pounds of frozen spinach, which I have thawed, of course, and squeezed as much of the liquid out of it as you could possibly squeeze. I didn't weigh it afterwards. I suspect that's half of the weight is water, but you want to take out as much of the water as possible. And this gets sauteed for 3 minutes or so. I'll bring you back after that. Well, that has just finished sauteing for 3 minutes, and now you give it the juice of a lemon, and what I'm using are these tiny little Meyer lemons, so I'm going to use 2 of them. They're very small. There's the lemon added. And now it says 2 tablespoons of dill weed. And I didn't actually measure that, but I had to buy it. This is the wrong season of the year for me to have dill weed in the garden. It's like it is a weed here in the summertime. I have so much of it, and I don't want to tell you what I paid for that little package of dill, but can't stand to waste it, so I'm adding all of it, I guess. And 8 ounces of Feta. This is my own Feta, which has been crumbled and sitting here for a bit. Got kind of soft in the heat, eh? And 2 eggs. Whoa, knock you on the floor, won't help, will it? That's all of the ingredients for the filling, other than it said to season it to your taste with salt and pepper. Well, I know I don't need any salt. There's plenty of salt in the Feta. I will add some pepper after I get it all mixed together here. I don't think that the traditional Spanakopita has mushrooms. I've seen many different recipes. I like this one because it had mushrooms. I love mushrooms, so this is the one that I went with. But I think traditional Mediterranean or Greek, whatever Spanakopita is, I don't think it has mushrooms, and the rest of it's fairly authentic. Well, be back in just a few minutes when it's time to start playing with the phyllo dough. The important thing with phyllo dough is work quickly. The stuff dries out so easily. This is melted butter, and just spreading it on the bottom of the pan here and up the sides to try to prevent it from sticking and make it easier to cut and remove. They recommend that you cover phyllo dough with plastic wrap and then a damp dish towel or tea cloth or whatever. I haven't done that because I'm going to be working fast here, hopefully. But this stuff does dry out very quickly. Dries out very quickly, and I just tore that sheet. Snagged in on something there. Anyway, between layers, more butter, of course. It's almost like making baklava when you're not using honey and almonds. I guess that's what's in baklava. A lot of butter, but no honey and almonds in this. I'm trying to put at least 4, maybe 5 layers in the bottom of the pan. And then the filling. And more layers on top. I'll bring you back once I've got the 4 or 5 layers there. Well, that's 5 layers. Now I'm going to try adding the filling. The last 2 layers that I put in, I sort of let them come up the side a bit. Again, I'm hoping just to make it easier to remove when it's cooked. So all of the filling doesn't actually touch the glass. At least I don't think it's going to. And the only thing I did add was some pepper. I certainly didn't add any salt. Feta has got loads of salt. And yeah, the same thing again, 5 layers on top. With more butter. Not a low-calorie dish and not a low-sodium dish. I love it. I've had it in restaurants many times, and I've had it that friends have made, but I'm quite sure this is the first time I've ever made it. There were 2 rolls of phyllo dough, I guess you'd have to call them, in the package. I'm only using 1, so I guess the other one I can freeze. It was frozen, it's thawed now, but I don't think it'll hurt it to, hope it won't hurt it anyway, to freeze it again. That might be 2 slices. That might be 2 at once there. Yes, quite sure it is. Stuck together. One more, I guess. Now it bakes at 375. I'll have to check, but I think it said 45 minutes. I would say 45 minutes or until done. Really the only thing that you're cooking in the interior is you want the eggs to set. But want the phyllo on the top to go a nice golden brown. So when that's done, we'll bring it into the oven. That's a recipe that I found online, and I think I can find the website again. Yes, I think I can find the website again. So I will try to put a link down below the video. So in the oven it goes for 45 minutes, yes, at 375. Does it ever smell good? Well, this is 45 minutes later. I forgot to say, when you look at the recipe, the link I'll put down below, I did everything, all the ingredients are the same, but it was making it into a log and baked on a cookie sheet, and I didn't want to do that. I've never seen it done that way before. I just thought it would be easier to do it in a baking dish like this and with the 2 layers of phyllo dough. Well, I'm going to let this rest for a few minutes before I cut it, and then we'll try it and see what it tastes like. It only has to taste half as good as it smells to be very good. Garlic and onions and whatever else is a wonderful aroma there. It's still steamy hot, and it's been out of the oven for a good 10 minutes. Still very good though. I thought perhaps that my feta might be too salt and overpowering, but mixed in with all the other mix and not adding any additional salt, doesn't appear to be salt at all. So it has a lovely flavor. You can taste the mushrooms, of course. Very good. Bragging here about my own cooking. Very simple dish, Spanakopita, made with my own feta, but you can buy feta quite easily. And thank you very much for watching, and I hope you'll give this a try.